Welcome to DJ and the Bear. I'm Deetta Jones, your host. I'm a social justice advocate, leadership and organizational effectiveness coach, speaker, and author. I am usually joined by my better three-quarters NFL legend and Pro Football Hall of Famer Richard Dent. But today, Richard is hanging out with some of his buddies in California. We decided to take a little spring break, and he is playing hooky from the show today. So I am pleased to let you know that we have a perfect substitute, Steve Delott, who is a good friend and neighbor and is going to join us and talk to us about this week's topic, which is weighing your options, financial strategies for uncertain times. Steve, welcome.
Nice to be here, Deetta.
It's good. It's really good to have you on the show this morning. It's been fun planning for it and getting ourselves ready. I know it's been a little hectic. You've been on the road this week. I've been on the road. We've been trying to pull this together virtually. Thank you so much.
Well, I just got back from Phoenix. I was watching the game Phoenix in Portland. So came back to a little cool weather.
Oh, yeah. It's chilly. I have to tell you, this is one of the first times that I haven't been freezing in Chicago doing the show. I'm in Los Angeles for a few days now, and it's sunny and gorgeous, and it's really special waking up to the sunshine on my face. I can't complain.
Well, the only good thing about Chicago in the winter is as I'm getting older, the winters are moving by faster, like time.
Well, that's because you know how to break it up, Steve. You go and take their trips a little bit. You figured out how to make Chicago winters work for you. I told Richard, I'm not doing February like this anymore. I'm going to start strategizing. Now that I've gone through a couple of Februarys, I have it all figured out how I'm going to do February. And I think I'm going to watch you. I'm just going to watch and learn from you, Steve.
Well, it sure makes it more enjoyable in the winter in San Diego.
Yeah, exactly. A house in San Diego. Steve, let me tell our listeners a little bit about who you are as far as your background. Steve, you've been in the insurance and financial services profession since 1975. You were selected as the Senior Market Advisor of the Year in 2006. You sold your company to a publicly traded company on the NYSE, and then you retired. I'm sure the tennis court was calling you, but then after a while, you came out of retirement, right? And now you are buying and selling gold, silver, and platinum. Tell us a little bit about that. Tell us a little bit about what drew you out of retirement, and also a little bit about your background.
I thought I would like retirement after I sold my company, and I had a non-compete. And being in the financial services and insurance profession for 40-plus years, at my age, it's a little difficult to stay retired. I just went on Medicare last year, and I feel like I have a lot of energy. And I felt like I had to go back to work and do something, and I wanted to do something a little more challenging because I was in the financial services profession for so long. I wanted something new that would invigorate me, and for years I've been following gold, silver, platinum, and seeing when the market should go up and when the market should go down, how that ties in with the purchase of gold, silver, and platinum. And I noticed that whenever there were market rallies in the stock market, gold would come down, and then when the market would come down, like let's say in 2008, gold shot up to $1,900 an ounce. And I felt personally, my opinion was that in 2010 and 11, market was heading back up. And so I thought, well, good time to have people sell their gold. They could buy it back in on the low. And then gold went from $1,900 an ounce down to about $1,000 or $1,100 an ounce. And I found out that's interesting. Now there's more problems with the economy today, so I'm advocating stacking up on some gold. I personally have just been buying the gold recently, but some people prefer gold, silver, and platinum. But lately I've just been acquiring gold.
So tell me what you mean. So what you're talking about, kind of a diversification strategy where, when the market is seems vulnerable, then having something like gold, silver, or platinum available is just a safe backup. But when the market is stable, then they're not necessarily as valuable.
Well, that's the way it's been in the past. But now, because of things happening worldwide in the economy, I think gold's going to be $5,000 to $10,000 an ounce within 5 to 10 years. There's some experts that think gold's going to go as high as $17,000 or $18,000 an ounce. And,
wow.
Times are different today than a few years ago. Right now we have over $18 trillion of debt, and that cannot be repaid. I believe all the experts around the world realize that can't be paid because it's fiat money. And what I mean by fiat money, it's backed by nothing. So this problem actually started in 1971 when Richard Nixon took the government off of the gold standard. And at that point, we were able to just start printing money without having to worry about backing it up with gold. So we went from the largest creditor in the world to now, today, we are the largest debtor in the world. And the 18 trillion plus does not include things like paying for Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, disability, food stamps, and all the other things that we're just writing out, printing money. It's all just being printed. And we're sinking deeper and deeper. So the other countries realize that we can't stay on the dollar standard because it's just buying IOUs. So what has happened, the International Monetary Fund has secretly created a new currency. My guess is none of your audience is even aware of it. It is called Special Drawing Rights, SDR. They could look it up on the internet and learn more about it because it seems like everybody I talk to, they say, I've never even heard of this. What it is...
What is the purpose of it? Yeah. What does it do?
Okay, well, there's a strong feeling worldwide that our dollar is going to collapse. We're in a world currency right now. When Japan and China and Russia and all these foreign countries devalue their currency to make it so it's cheaper for them to export goods over to the United States because their currency is worth a lot less. The problem is because our dollar is so much stronger than these foreign currencies, our exports, when we ship products over throughout the world, it's more expensive for them to buy our products because their currency is so much weaker than ours. That's why now might be a nice time for you to take a vacation to Europe or something because a few years back it was expensive to go to Europe. Now it's a lot less expensive, so you can get much better.
Yeah, I just came from Canada. Their dollar is falling really quickly, and it's creating quite a conundrum. So this SDR is meant to kind of facilitate globalization. Is that it? It's meant to equalize the.
That's right, Dee Dee. What'll happen? What'll happen is, see, right now, everything, or I should say, up until now, everything has converted to the dollar. So if you were in Russia or China or South Korea or Brazil or wherever you were, and you wanted to trade with each other, you had to convert your, let's say, the Russian ruble to the dollar, and Japan would have to convert their yen to the dollar because that was the world currency. Everybody had to do that. And like in Saudi Arabia and all the oil, they call it petrodollars. People trading would have to trade their currency to the dollar and then buy. And that's why gasoline in Europe and so forth was much more expensive than ours because we had the dollar. But what's going on now, all these countries have secretly made agreements with each other. So let's say if Russia and China want to do business with each other, they could exchange the ruble for the yuan, the Chinese yuan. They no longer have to convert it to the dollar. Same with South Korea, same with India, same with Brazil. There's over 100 countries right now that have agreed to exchange it with each other's currency and no longer have to convert it to the yen. To the dollar. So they know that there's a collapse that's coming. It's a war between all the countries right now.
So I need to break in here for a moment, but when we come back, I want to talk more about this because it's an incredibly interesting topic.